Women are the fastest growing segment of the U.S. prison population. Roughly two-thirds of incarcerated women are mothers to minor children. Despite the magnitude of this issue, the media has devoted very little time to exposing how this affects individuals, communities, and especially families. When was your son born?
He was born November the 1st at 9:35 p.m. His name is Shireen Kasim Blue.
And what was his birth like?
It was scary.
Is he your first child?
Yes.
Okay. Were you incarcerated when you had him?
Yes.
And what was that like?
It wasn't too good.
No.
No, it wasn't. Because, you usually have your family there with you and everything. And I was all alone. And I needed somebody to hold my hand. Wasn't nobody there.
My oldest daughter is 3. My baby girl is 2 months and 2 weeks. Yes.
And where are they now?
Well, my 2 children is placed with my mother for right now.
And how long did you get to spend with your baby?
Well, I got to spend altogether about 27 hours.
And what was that like?
Oh, that was a good moment. The birth was painful, but afterwards it was lovely. Like, I didn't want to put her down. I didn't want to go to sleep. I didn't want them to take her.
Every day, I was only there for 2 days, so I would spend like 5 hours with him. Then you have to leave back out and go get like his needles and stuff. So it wasn't long enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how did you bond with him in those days?
Truthfully, I really couldn't. Like, I wanted to say a lot of stuff to him. I wanted to talk to him. But the COs there was all in my face, and I just wanted to be alone. So
Right, you wanted to be alone with your
I
baby.
didn't really get the chance to bond with him at all. Like, once I felt myself bonding with him, it was time to leave.
So I'm waiting. I keep aging. I want my baby. Like, all the COs kept saying, won't you lay her down? Won't you get some rest? I'm like, I can get rest when I go back to prison. I'm like, I can rest all day long when I get there. I'm like, but other than that, this is only for a couple of moments, like a couple hours. Like, but leaving her was hard. It was hard. Like, I didn't want to leave at all. I didn't want her to leave me. I didn't want to go back to prison, none of that. It's hard going through stuff like that alone, especially while you're incarcerated. Like, I don't know. The 2 COs was there, but at the same time, it's like, okay, where's my mom? Where's my baby father? Like, the people that should have been there. Like,
First, I used to forget I used to forget that I even had a baby. Like, and that was horrible. That was a bad feeling. I used to forget that I had a baby, like, cause I felt like I just went through some pain, and that was that. So it wasn't a good feeling, cause it took me maybe probably like 4 months to even realize that I'm a mom.
as far as being a mother to my newborn, I haven't really experienced that yet. So therefore, it's kind of hard to, kind of miss the things like I miss with my oldest daughter.
How often did you get to see him while you were here?
He was coming up maybe like every month. Then it was like every other month, stuff like that, because my aunt that's taking care of him, she couldn't really get up here, so every chance she got, she came. So.
And why did you pick your aunt to take care of him?
Well, she raised me, so I think she did a pretty good job when she raised me.
Good.
But I had made some of my own choices, so.
And then when I finally got back to talk to my mom, I was overwhelmed. I kept crying. She like, the baby beautiful, the baby this, the baby that. I'm like, dang, I'm missing out on all this stuff.
And do you think she's doing a good job raising your son?
Yes, I do.
And what's the hardest thing about being away from your children?
Not being able to provide for them, not being able to see them, period. Not being able to hug them, not being able to tell them I love them face to face. Not being able to play with my baby. Like, that's all I do is play with my kid.
Do you talk to him on the phone?
Yeah, I talk to him on the phone every day. And I just tell him that I love him and that I'm going to be home soon.
And do you think when he sees you, do you think he knows it's the same person that talks to him on the telephone?
I don't know, because I be like saying the same thing that I say to him over the phone. I be like, "Mommy, love you, stink," like that. But he don't be paying me no attention. He like at that age, like where he want to look at his surroundings, like he want to look at everything else but me.
Dang, and when they came up here to visit me, I broke down when I first seen them, but I tried to straighten up because I ain't want my daughter to see me crying. She ran over there, gave me a big hug. When they left, it was painful. It was a hurt piece. And I thought my daughter was going to go through it, but actually she didn't. She held on kind of good. When I called her later on that day, she was, Ma, I was about to cry. I was like, why you was about to cry? She said, because I didn't want to leave you. I was like, you okay now? She said, yeah, I'll come see you next Friday. I'm going to come see you next Friday, and I'm going to tickle you again.
What would you do when he would come to visit you?
Oh, what would I do? Just be throwing them up in the air, lifting them up, making them laugh, kissing them, talking to them.
And what did she say to you on the phone?
Girl, she be like, Mommy, I miss you so much. She said, Mommy, when you coming home? I said, Mommy, be home soon. Mommy, almost done. She said, no, I want you to come home now. She said, you gonna come home before it get too dark? I said, that's right, I'll be there soon. Like, it's hard to explain to her. Like, I told her I'm in school, so I don't want her to, well, she's going to know about prison when she get older, but I don't want her to know right now that I'm incarcerated. So I told her I was in school and that I had to be a good girl and I had to finish all my work so I could come home. She'd be like, you done yet, Mom?
One day when I called home, he was crying, and then my aunt put the phone to his ear and it sounded like he was like, Ma. So I'm like, oh, he calling for me. Then I just started feeling like he need me. Like, what am I doing? It was sad.
I just can't wait to get there. Like, I just cannot wait to be present in their life. Like my mom was like, ooh, girl, when you get home, boy, they gonna run you. I'm like, I can't wait. First thing I plan on doing is thanking my family for being able to provide for my kids, and especially for me. Like, if it wasn't for them, I don't know where my kids would be. I don't know where my mom would be right now.
Oh, man, I'm just excited that I can smell them, touch them, feed them, dress them, change some nasty diapers. I give him a bath. My aunt say he be splashing the water everywhere. Be in the tub, so I can't wait to see that. I'm gonna take pictures of everything he doing. I just start thinking about all this, like all the things we gonna be doing when I get home. I think about the better part of my life. Like, I don't dwell on, he's not around, like, where my son at, why I gotta go through this. I just look to the future. You know, that's what keep me strong. Like, I put the past where it's at. So
I would never get over it. Being here in prison and missing out on the time that I missed out on with my family, I would never forget that. And that's what's going to keep me out of here, because that was a lot of pain that I went through. This is a lot of pain that I'm going through.
I can't have no baby and be trying to go out and run the streets, go party, go drinking and all that. Like, I can't see myself doing none of that.
What advice would you have for someone else who's in your situation who has to leave their kids?
Wow. I would say, just try to stay out of trouble. Sometimes trouble find you, but, just try to stay away, especially when you know that you having a baby, like, or you have a baby out there. Like, they mom need them. Like, they don't want to be raised by nobody else, because I know how that feel. Like, my aunt raised me, my mom wasn't here for me. You never think of it that way at first, but once you realize, like, I'll start realizing that, like, my son need me. I'm going to be his role model, so I gotta do things that's appropriate when I'm around him, like, because he's going to be looking up to me. And I don't want him to follow in my footsteps to do nothing that I ever did, so.